Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is Nick and welcome back to the Nick and Doug Express, where I like to express my opinions on a variety of different topics. I am coming to you guys finally with my ranking of Use Your Illusion number one. It's been a while, especially since I started doing reactions to this specific album. We got 16 songs to get to, so I do want to make this video kind of go by a little bit more quickly. This is the longest album I've ever done for ranking, so I'm going to talk through each song to the degree I want to, but I'm going to try and not take that long because 16 songs, if I really wanted to, this video could be an hour, but I really don't want to do that to you guys, and I don't want to hurt my throat, so we'll take it as it goes, but hopefully everybody here enjoys the ride. And if you guys are new here, please click that like button, subscribe, join on the conversation, because as I like to say, this is a place to express yourself just like I am. And of course, this is my own personal opinion, man. If you guys have your own specific set of lists of which song you like the most, even if it's on the bottom of the list, because of course I have one, I still like every song on this album to a varying degree. I don't hate any song. I might have certain dislikes for different things for the song, but at the end of the day, there's still enjoyable tracks for me for the most part, and I would still come back to them for different reasons. So it's not a perfect album. It's definitely not like a Appetite for Destruction, because that was basically a masterpiece. But again, Guns N' Roses knows how to do their music. So without rambling on any further, we got 16 tracks to get to, and I do have the list in front of me just for a reference point, so I might look down here and there just a little bit, but again, just to give me a reference here. Number 16 for me is Dead Horse. Now, this was technically the last song I did. I mean, it is the last song I did on the channel, but it's not the last song on the album because I had already heard Coma like a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago. It's been a little bit so when I did that reaction, but Dead Horse was the last one I did, and I really did enjoy it. Like, you can go watch that reaction. I really did enjoy it. I always tend to enjoy the Guns N' Roses reactions that I do, and just hearing a new song for the first time, it's always a cool experience. Then after re-listening to all these songs, you get more opinions, and not that I liked it any less, because again, it's the last one on my list here, but I still really enjoy it. I just found it to be not too repetitive, but there's just certain key elements to, and again, I'm not, no definition expert here, but like there's just certain things where like there's similarities throughout this entire album where you could say, okay, this song has similarities to that song, this one feels like this song. And not that it's really copying, because it all has, well, it doesn't all have the same sound from the album, but they have similar ideas and feelings that you can get from each song. And I don't know, Dead Horse to me, not even by the title name, it was just, I mean, that was off-putting to me when I first heard it, but it was just like, I enjoy it, and I would like want to hear it again because it's not super memorable either to me. And again, if it's your favorite song, man, that's fantastic. I really hope you enjoy this song. Just to me personally, I was like, there's 16 songs here, man. It's like there's ones I don't like the most compared to the ones I do like, but I feel like Dead Horse has got to be the last one for me because I enjoyed it. There's great guitars as usual. The drumming is always there. The vocals are pretty dang good. It's just, it's not one that is super memorable to me. It has similarities to maybe a few other songs that I might like a bit more. And it just wasn't my favorite cup of tea from the album, but I still really enjoy it, man. Of course, I'm trying to get my point across that I really did enjoy this song. I enjoy this album, and it's really hard to do a ranking, but I'm trying to give you guys more of my feelings and thoughts about the songs that I do reactions to. Again, why I'm doing this video. Let's get on to the next song. Number 15, we have Back Off Bitch. Again, another off-putting title to me that I was not really expecting when I heard it, and the titles aren't really the thing that like bother me the most, but sometimes it's like when there's too much cussing, like not even like sometimes an overabundance of cussing, but there's just something about either the style, and I know it's an era, even people today cuss, and like cussing isn't like something I really care that much about, but sometimes it's just like when you're making a song about that, it kind of just doesn't feel as deep meaning to me, and it feels just like a song that's just playing. It doesn't feel like, I mean, there's probably some deep themes, there's probably things you can get out of it if you really try and look at all the lyrics, but it's just like Back Off Bitch. I was like, there's Dead Horse, Back Off Bitch. It's just like there's a lot to enjoy. Again, like I like the sound of it a lot, but I feel like the lyrics here was what was holding back for me the most. Again, enjoyed the song, but at the end of the day, it was just things about it that didn't grip me, not as what was I saying there? It wasn't as memorable to me, only instead of the fact that it's just like, oh, you know that song "Back Off, Bitch"? Yeah, not that like it sounds like a joke, but like it just doesn't have like that like deep-rooted Guns N' Roses. Just like, oh, I love that stuff, because like I can still really enjoy it, but it's not one that I'm gonna be super in love with. But again, my opinion. Let's go on to the next one. Number 14, The Garden. Now this one came off of Garden of Eden, I believe, right after. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it did. And so I had like two different songs with the word garden in it, and I was like really trying to like differentiate both of them, be like, are they connected? Are they not connected? Or like, what are the little differences we have here? And this is when I start to be like, okay, the album starts to get higher for me. Like, obviously we're getting higher in the list, but like I really enjoyed this song a lot. Still some little things here and there that pull it back. It's like a 5.5 minute song. The guitars are of course great. Everything about it's really good. But as I'll get to about Garden of Eden, I thought there was a bit more memorable stuff and just the stylistic nature of that song. That's why that one's going to be higher than this one. And I'm trying not to compare them, but they both were like right next to each other. Both had Garden in it. Don't know the context of it, but as much as I really enjoyed Garden, I would actually want to like listen to this one more. And I would really want to listen to most of these songs for the like good majority of them. As I said, this is only 14, so you're on a pretty good like track record for Guns N' Roses. I've never really hated any of their songs, at least not yet. So Garden of Eden is a really solid track, man. They do a lot of good things right. You could say there's maybe not that, like it's even repetitive sometimes, but there's just a couple different things in there that you're just like, okay, like let's get to that next part, or like get to the part, like there's certain parts I like more than other parts. Like I can't always give you my exact terminology because I'm not a music expert, but again, just giving my thoughts. There's just little things here and there that I'm like, okay, I like this part more, I like this part more, but I still think it's a solid track and come back to it. Number 13, again, we're getting higher, Don't Damn Me. This one is the one where I feel like it would be a little bit repetitive at times, but I really did enjoy the chorus, the way they built up, like, don't damn me. Like it could get annoying at times, or it could get like really like it kind of depends on your mood. So it's when you could kind of take it or leave it at different times. But you can sorry, my nose itching, man. You can really feel that energy here and there, and like it goes beat by beat pretty well. It's not too long. It's a decent runtime for the length of the song, and I don't want to spend too much time on each of these tracks, because I could go on and on. But Don't Damn Me, slightly repetitive at times, really enjoy the track, and the higher we get, the more I'm gonna like it. So Don't Damn Me, really solid track, man. I hope you guys are enjoying this list so far. I know you guys are having your own special list, but it's the longest one I've had to do. I don't know if I'll ever have a longer list than this. There's a possibility of that happening, but damn, it was just like, with everything else going on in my life, with the amount of songs in here and just the time all this took to like listen to these thoroughly, I was like, gotta take the time to do this right, man. So again, Don't Damn Me being number 13. Guns N' Roses special, man. They know what they're doing. Number 12, You Ain't the First. Now this one's different because it's not their hard rock sound. They really just do acoustic type of sound, I believe you would call it. It's pretty short, like 2.5 minutes. I really like this one, and it's number 12, but I really like it. It's simple. I can't remember the exact words I said in that video, but I remember being like, this is just something that brings me back to like a different time. I feel simple. It feels simple. Like I just feel like I am in a new world experience, and that's really cool when a song can do that to you, bring you into some other atmosphere. And even though it's short, not their normal type of sound, not even something I really love to listen to, I really appreciate everything about the nature of the song, and I would definitely come back to it just for the plain fact of like, maybe not listening to it like on headphones, but I would want it playing in like the background, or just like depending upon a certain vibe or mood I had, I would really appreciate to listen to this song again. So even it's number 12, still a good song, man. Okay, it's Guns N' Roses. Like, they set a pretty high bar, so yeah. Number 11, we have Perfect Crime. Now, what did I put in my notes here? Yeah, just like this one was a little bit difficult because I love the vocals, I love the pace of the song, and there's just certain things where I thought it was doing similar things. Was that the same sentence? It just does some similar things to like a couple of the songs on the bottom of the list, and just the overall vibe and atmosphere. Not copying it, because they do have their different tastes in the way they're playing the song, but It's still a higher one for me because I thought there was more uniqueness again to this one, still in the vein of what this album has sounded like. But I thought, like, because was it number 11? I it is hard to make a ranking of Guns N' Roses again, and it's like I'm putting myself in this position. You guys know it. You guys seem to enjoy it for the most part, and I do enjoy talking about it. It's just sometimes with shorter songs, it's easier for me to do that. So sometimes Metallica's been a bit more easy, not easy, but it's been simpler, just the shortest length here. But Perfect Crime, I really do like it. It's hard to like. I'm not trying to copy all the words I'm saying here, but like compared to the ones on the bottom of the list, it's similar in the nature of them, but I enjoy it more because what it brings to the table is I feel again the pace and an energy that like it really depends on your vibe and the type of mindset you're in, depends on the outlook of what you have, and really if you're just feeling the songs in a different mood, one's gonna connect with you more than another. So for me, Perfect Crime beats the bottom ones here for the most part, even if I have similar feelings towards them, but I thought it deserved that 11th spot, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Number 10 being Bad Apples. This one was a different one for me because at first I didn't think I mean I enjoyed it, but I was like after hearing it a second, I actually played it a third time. I was like, there's something just like it's like not one you would think to like. It feels like it's underrated. It feels like it's not as appreciated, and there's something about that I just kind of felt like it has an atmosphere, it has a feeling to it, like maybe the chorus isn't like the best thing ever, and just the whole title of Bad Apples, like it has a cool meaning to it, and I do appreciate that as well. It's just like I had to put it higher on the list of all these other ones because at first it definitely grew on me, and that was the thing I learned. It grew on me more, and I think I appreciate even more that I've heard a good amount of Guns N' Roses. So if you're a Guns N' Roses fan, I feel like for the most part people probably enjoyed it. If you don't, I could probably see why, but I've actually come to see the cool nature of just the way they made the sounds and everything. They had a lot of like I haven't really covered it yet, but like they have had some unique type of mixing and things they've put into these specific songs. It's been a really interesting ride so far. So it's an interesting album to say the least, and I'm really interested in Use Your Illusion 2 when I do that one. Number 9, we have Bad Obsession. Now, this one I felt like had some more similarities to like maybe Perfect Crime and maybe just Perfect Crime. A little bit of like I mean they all have. It's hard to like not compare them because they obviously your Guns N' Roses, they're playing similar sounds in their choruses or the way they play the guitar rhythm. So that could be a bias, but I just like this one more. It felt like they had a not even more of a passion because I feel like they have passion for a lot of their songs, but something about this one had a kick to it. I was like, okay, like Bad Obsession, like maybe I'm just relating to it more. I don't know. Like there's just a few different reasons, like maybe even beyond the lyrics where I was just like, okay, I see what you guys are doing here. This one, I have mad respect for this song. Again, another one I feel like could be underappreciated, underrated. I don't know, because I'm not the biggest Guns N' Roses fan, but I definitely feel like it could be a deep cut into the album that maybe people don't listen to as often. But, there's a lot to appreciate from this album, and if you're into Guns N' Roses, you're liking Guns N' Roses songs, Bad Obsession coming at number 9, it's like you gotta take that appreciation and you gotta just look at it objectively as much as you can and be like, they're not doing anything like the star-studded power like November Rain or like Welcome to Jungle, but dude, it's still like a jam that you're gonna really like. So I mean, Guns N' Roses still does the fire, man. Number 8 though is Coma. Now this one is the last song off the album. It's actually the first song I ever heard. Is it? Wait. It's at least one of the first songs I ever heard from this album, and it's over 10 minutes, which is the longest I believe I've heard from Guns N' Roses, I want to say. And it had a cool concept. It's not one I would think of to be an ending song to the album. I like that it's 10 minutes and a 10-minute song ends the album. That's really awesome in my opinion. I appreciate the little effects that they have, like, the ER or like the hospital sound effects, like, whatever you would call that, sound effects throughout the song layered in. It makes sense to the lyrics and what's going on, like dealing with the coma. It's like, I really like it. I like the guitar solos. There's like, it's number 8, man. I really like the song a lot. It's just like sometimes when you add sound effects, which I've said that they have been adding sound effects for certain songs here and there, not all of them, but certain ones they have sound effects. I really don't know what that kind of means for this entire album because I don't really remember that for like Appetite for Destruction or anything. But I mean, you could try different things, add new stuff, and that's what makes an album unique or whatever. But I come back to this song just because any song that's 10 minutes, it's just like you're gonna have a lot of downtime, but they're gonna have those high times, and it's just like you get really cool guitars, awesome drumming again, and just Guns N' Roses doing what they do best when you hit those high notes. It's just amazing, man. So Coma's really cool. Number 7, this one was a little bit tricky for me for a little bit because I was like, Right Next Door to Hell. It's the first song from this album, so kind of just talking about the last song on the album, the first song on the album. It gets you right in there right away. Not too long. It's, I believe, under 4 minutes, but it's like you got that chorus like right next door to hell, and kind of similar to like not super like not exactly like Don't Damn Me, but again there's similarities to how the structure I feel like the sounds of the album has been like, but it really just, this one definitely has a kick to it. It's fast paced, if anything. Like I'm trying to remember, I don't think there's that much downtime in it. Like it kind of just kickstarted right away, which you kind of do want from an album starter. So again, you give it those high points. That's number 7 for me. We're getting those higher numbers. It's just, it's memorable just in the sense because you started off right away, and it's memorable because you kickstart right in the beginning, which leads you into the album, and you kind of just remember those roaring guitars, everything just pounding away at you, and then it kind of just gets you inclined to like listen to more, see what else is going on in this entire album, and just be like, Right Next Door to Hell. What's next? What's the next song next door to hell? Like something like that. I don't know. Just something about it just really drives you to want to hear more and just get a bit amped up if you can understand that. At least that's what I got from this song because I really enjoyed it. Number 6, we have, man, am I saying this right? Oh, sorry. Live and Let Die. I don't know why I'm blind or something. So this song, I think this is like, I had heard this song like years ago until I finally fully listened to it on my channel. I know it's a remade song from another band. I'm not completely sure if I know which band it is. I think I do, but I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not going to say it right now because don't want to be judged. But I do know the song, and after re-listening to it, it's got a unique take to me. I mean, it's hard to be like, because it's not their original song. I think they did, you know, some changes here and there to add a different flavor to it. And I do like the song. It's like, it is kind of ranked as a popular song. I don't know if they made it more popular or not, but I mean, it's number 6 for me just because of the uniqueness of it. It doesn't really sound like a song from anyone else that I've heard, regardless if it is a remade song. Like, it's like that song itself doesn't sound like many songs, and it has an interesting, unique vibe to it, and just, again, it doesn't sound like many things. So like when you can have a song there, like I haven't really heard anything like that before. It's like live and let die. Like it's not hardcore by any means, but it's got some like decent notes that do bring it to a higher elevated level at different times for different reasons. And it's just a really appreciated song. So again, not their, at least to my knowledge, their original creation, but it's still one that I feel like they've added a really cool sound aesthetic to, and just everything about it's really cool. But I guess I could do more research on that. But again, going into this one just fresh based off of this album, that's what I took away from it, and you guys can tell me more in the comments if you so please. Number 5, we got Double Talk and Jive. Dude, this has a great intro. I love the type of build-ups. Like Guns N' Roses done this type of build-up before with like Double Talk and Jive. Not exactly, but they have had build-ups like it. And it's 2.5, I think it might actually be 3 minutes. The only, like, it's high for me, but it would maybe even been higher if it didn't end so short. Like, that's the only small gripe I have. Is like, I feel like it just ends so short. Like, it just slowly fades out, and it's like a half a, or like 30 seconds to like that, like, I don't know, it's like a 30-40 second where it just fades out really slowly, and it's like you get over 2 minutes of like a banger song, but then it just kind of stops and fades out. I'm like, oh, I could have done so much more with this song, but I still really love the sound of it. It kicks it in another type of high gear that Guns N' Roses can do. When they do it like this, I love it so much. So I wish I could have ranked it higher. But for me, number 5 is still pretty high. And it's one I definitely want to come back to. And the only, again, small gripe is that it has to end so soon. But it's okay, Guns N' Roses, I forgive you. Coming in at number 4, we got Garden of Eden. So again, I was talking about the Garden song. Really enjoyed it. Of course, it was on the more bottom part of the list, but enjoy all these songs for different reasons. We have the Garden of Eden, and this one just had a, I want to say atmosphere is the right word. They added just so many different elements into this song. Like, I remember if you go back and watch that reaction, I just remember being like, was not expecting it. I was like, this is an interesting time to hear the song in October. I was like, all these songs to a degree, I was kind of like, this is like not Halloween music or anything, but like they had a darkness to them. At least the atmosphere and vibe and feeling of it, I was just like semi-darkness at times. I was just like, man, like anytime to be hearing this album, even from the cover art, like the orange feeling, I don't know, everything about this type of album, not everything, but a good portion of it, I was like, I feel like October, like the fall, was like a really interesting time to listen to the song. So like, I really thought this one was solid. Oh, it's not like my favorite, even though it's high up, but there's a lot that I just would come back to and appreciate that it's really, again, I've said this, unique, but I find value in it. Like, it's different. This might even be another not as well-known song or deep cut into the album. Like maybe people think it's not as like good, or I don't know, but I really found appreciation for it, and I was like trying to find the ones that was like just substance and like things where I'm just like they added elements I didn't think they would add and put things together in a way where I was not expecting it. So again, my personal opinions, of course, but I just really thought that they did a solid outing of making this song as cohesive as it is, and one that I definitely like to come back to. That's my number 4. Going into the top 3, man, this is right on the money. And I normally, like from the rankings I've done so far, I normally don't like to put the most popular songs in the top spots. And it's not even on purpose. I really try and like look at it and be like, oh, like when I see an album, like I look at it thoroughly, know how I feel, and it's like if a song that is really actually popular and I actually vibe with it that much. Granted, I haven't overplayed them that much either, so maybe people overplay songs they don't like want to rank them as higher. Don't Cry is number 3 for me. This one just, I remember when I first heard it, it just took me on a ride of emotion, and it's, I don't want to call it November Rain, the sequel, or like the it's not poor man's November Rain. Like I find it like to be the second shorter version of it, but for different reasons. Like this song is super replayable as well. Like super replayable. I feel like you get so much on second re-listens. Like like I mean you could get tons of stuff from like re-listening Guns N' Roses, but this one for me I was just like I can't not put it in the top 3 spot, man, because it's so powerful in so many different ways. The lyrics are powerful. It's a reason why it's so popular. Go back to my other rankings, man. I don't always put the biggest song on the top, but I really like was pulled in for these reasons, and for this specific album, I thought Don't Cry is some of their best work, and it's only number 3, and it's so good, man. You guys probably already know this song, so you can already imagine why it's number 3. All the great things about it, from the singing to just the use of all the instruments, pure majesty. Let's just get into the second one, which is November Rain. And this one I couldn't put at number 1. I just couldn't, because I love it so much, and I think if I'm being completely honest, it is my, at least in the top 3 spots for any Guns N' Roses song. Granted, I still have tons of Guns N' Roses to still listen to, but November Rain blew me away. It's the most replayable song from Guns N' Roses to me. I get like goosebumps, just the music video. You guys go check. That was like the first reaction I did to Guns N' Roses, I think. Besides hearing like 3 or 4 songs in my own life, that was the first reaction I ever did. So that holds a special place in my heart. It's number 2, but I had to give appreciation where appreciation's due. You guys already know about November Rain. It's a masterpiece, one of their most well-renowned songs of all time. It's pretty much perfect. I don't want to dwell on it, because what I do want to talk about is my number 1, which if you haven't guessed already, Dust and Bones, man. I thought nothing of this song coming into it. I was just like, alright, like, not like it's gonna be bad or anything, or that I wasn't gonna like it or hate it, but I was just like, I didn't expect it to be my favorite one. And that's awesome. And I really looked at it thoroughly, and dude, the vibe of this song just kicks ass to such an awesome level. You got like the piano playing with the guitars and then the drums, and it's just like, I lost my mind today. And then it's just like duh, 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 duh. Like, and it does that for like, what is it, almost 5 minutes, I want to say. And it's just like I could just overplay November. It's different than November Rain and Don't Cry, but it's just so powerful. Haven't really heard a song play a melody like that. I know there's similar songs like that, but I just feel like that's such a jam. And it's just like maybe if you keep playing it too much, you could get sick of it. But man, I think that's like the saving, not the saving grace. I think it's the standout of the album. Like it just like you got November Rain, you got Don't Cry, you got Double Talk and Jive, you got Live and Let Die, you got Coma, you got like Right Next Door to Hell, you got all these great songs. Dust and Bones, I think it's the most underappreciated song from this album, and I think it's not looked upon as one of their best songs ever from just their discography in general. Granted, I have tons more to listen to, but from the amount of songs that I've heard so far, I think it deserves that high spot. And totally on a different level than Don't Cry and November Rain. Like they're definitely different types of songs and just the way they are. But November Rain, like I would say they're tied, but I have to give Dust and Bones number one because I just think it's a powerful song because of the way they're able to complete those instruments mixed together. But trust me, it wasn't easy. And even though November Rain is a masterpiece, I think Dust and Bones is an underrated gem that should be looked upon more. And I really like it and love listening to it as much as just the other great Guns N' Roses songs that I've talked about here. So hopefully this is probably, it might be just about as long as a normal video, but maybe just shorter in time lengths because of how fast I'm talking. But 16 songs, Use Your Illusion 1, man. So you know what that means is that I gotta start doing reactions to Use Your Illusion 2. I'm sorry, my nose is itching. I don't know why. And I'm excited, man. Like, think you guys said you've mostly enjoyed Use Your Illusion 2 more than once. That gives me an interesting feeling because I really liked, and for a good majority of this, loved the Use Your Illusion 1. Appetite for Destruction being a masterpiece. Just Guns N' Roses know what they're doing. Got more Guns N' Roses reactions to do, and gotta do my Metallica Ride the Lightning rankings. So trying to do these back to back here. At least not exactly back to back, but upload them back to back. And so if you guys are new here, please click that like button, subscribe, join on the conversation, because as I like to say, this is a place to express yourself just like I am. And I really enjoyed doing this video, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching them, and if you guys want to see more of my videos, I hope you guys come and check out more soon. Thank you, everybody. Peace.